top 10 developments. These are serial blasts that have taken place in Kerala at the convention center in Ernakulam, and 3 to 4 blasts occurred within minutes. So it happened minute after minute, and we're talking about 3 to 4 blasts of varied nature. Blasts have left several injured, at least 30 plus, who are undergoing treatment as we speak, and one has died as well. One person has died given these blasts, and low intensity IEDs were used in these blasts as per sources. What intel sources are also telling your channel is that traces of tiffin box have been found at the site. So the IED may have been placed inside the tiffin box is what we're learning. Kerala Chief Minister, remembers, called the blast unfortunate. The Home Minister has also taken stock of the situation. Amit Shah has spoken to the Kerala Chief Minister, who by the way is in the national capital. The NI team will be probing the Kerala serial blasts. A Kochi team of the NI is already headed to the blast site, and a team from the national capital will also be leaving for Kerala. The NSG bomb squad, apart from this, will be visiting the site as well. So those are the latest developments we're picking up with regards to the serial explosions that have rocked the state of Kerala in Ernakulam at a convention center close to 9:30 a.m. is what we're learning, which has left one person dead and several injured who are undergoing treatment. And here's what the top police official, DGP of Kerala, has stated in the latest with regards to the ongoing probe.
All our senior officers, including the Commissioner of Police and others, are at the spot. They are investigating the matter. Our additional DG Law and Order is already on the way. He will be reaching soon. And myself will be reaching the incident place shortly. And we are examining all angles, and we will find out who is behind this, and we'll take very stringent action. Preliminary investigation shows it is a IED device, and we are examining it. We will be constituting a special team for this today itself. Today, after I reach the spot, we will constitute a special team.
And like I said, sources in the intel have said that traces of tiffin box have been found near the spot. Intel sources now suggesting that these IEDs could have been placed inside the box. So that's the latest as far as investigations are concerned. Not to forget, the Kerala DGP as well, in the reaction to the media, did confirm the same, that this was most certainly an IED explosion. Let me go across to Priyank joining us with more details. The same modus operandi, Priyank, as we've seen in the past as well, these notorious elements resort to, and now intel sources suggesting to our channel that traces of tiffin box have been found near the spot. What more are you learning?
Yes, Christine, it is very important for the agencies to find out that what kind of ID was made by these suspects, because what we know that it was a low intensity blast. But if you look at the kind of development which is happening in Kerala, it has been always under the radar of the agencies. On 20th itself, the National Investigating Agency arrested one more suspect who was just a part of a semi-module, and then he joined PFI, which is now banned. And Shabir Edis Babu was arrested. Then if you look at the kind of development which was happening on 11th October also, there were raids which were carried out by the National Investigating Agency in multiple states, and that also includes...
All right, I'll come back to you. We have Mr. Shamsher, Kerala Speaker, joining us on the phone line. We do see, Mr. Shamsher, various political leaders already reached the blast site. Investigations have begun and details trickling in as we speak, sir. Do you have more information that you can share with us?
It was deeply shocking and very unfortunate. The government is going through the investigation. I spoke to government officials. They are reaching there. Some officials are already reached there. So one thing I can assure you, the people who is watching this channel, that nobody will be escaped from the law. Government will take stringent measures against the accused. It was very unfortunate. The blast has occurred. One person has died. I spoke to the health minister. He has sent the team to Kalamassery Medical College and also to the adjacent Medical College of Kottayam. Government is going through the investigation. So it is not it's premature to make comments about this investigation, bomb blast, because investigation process is going on. Still far, no lead has been got. So I can't make any statements regarding this bomb blast.
Okay, but anyhow, Mr. Shamsher, doesn't it all look pre-planned, given that we're talking about a gathering of more than 2,000 people, a convention center where prayer meets were underway, and this was the last day, I believe? So directly an audience of 2,000, over 2,000 people has been targeted.
That's why I spoke that it was deeply shocking and very unfortunate. It could not be happened. It has happened. Anyhow, one thing that we can do is to save the life of the rest people. So the people who have injured government is giving treatment to save their life. On the other side, investigation is going on. So one thing I can assure you, no accused being can't be escaped from the law. Government will take stringent measures against the accused. The government is going through a various angles. What are the things we have to, the investigation process is going on, DGP is there, the DGP is there, the various police officials are there, and also the politicians and also people's representatives are there. At this juncture, the first priority to the government is to save the life of the injured people.
Okay. Mr. Shamsher, also want to understand from you how you'd want to react to the kind of political blame game that has ensued. Right now, the focus, of course, is on the investigation, but this does speak of the deteriorating law and order situation in the state, and most certainly the BJP is raising the timing of the Chief Minister's visit to the national capital while all of this is going on in his state.
Look, Chief Minister has run for, as per my knowledge, Chief Minister has run for his party's Politburo meeting. It has been decided 1 month or 2 months back. So he has attended for that meeting. So this is not the time to blame anybody. I can assure one thing, no accused should be escaped from the law. The government is against all type of criminal activities. And the Kerala, one thing I can say, Kerala is the land of peace. No miscreants can create anti-social issues in Kerala. No anti-socials can act to create some problems in Kerala.
And are we going to see unhindered, coordinated investigations now take place with the Home Minister also speaking to the Chief Minister? The NSG from the National Capital will also be joining the probe along with the NI team from the National Capital?
That I don't know. Anyhow, Kerala police is enough to investigate this investigation. The team has reached, the BJP is there, Chief Secretary is there, the police is jointly investigating what all the things that happened there.
Okay, Mr. Shamsher, can you also tell us about the several explosions that have taken place within minutes? We're talking about 3 to 4 explosions, and the state DGP has also confirmed the use of IEDs.
Look, I can't say what happened there. That has to be give statement. The right person to give statement regarding that is DGP, not me.
Okay. And lastly, before I let you go, what about the security arrangements? Were they intact? Were they in place? How was this allowed to happen?
Yeah, look, government has ensured all security measures there. Government is going to the investigation. So once again, I repeat, this is not the time to blame anybody. The investigation process is going on. So far, no lead has been got.
Okay, many thanks, Mr. Shamsher, for speaking to us and sharing some of those key inputs with us. Let's, in the meanwhile, shift our focus to more coming in. Remember, we're keeping our sharp focus on the ongoing investigations and also the latest on ground. And details have now been shared by the Ernakulam District Collector as well, who's confirmed that 36 people have sustained injuries. One has died in the blasts at the convention center. So those are some other details now coming in. It took place this morning in Ernakulam at this convention center. The collector SK Umesh says one of the injured, I beg your pardon, 10 people have been admitted to the burns unit of the Kalmaseri Medical College, and 2 of them are suffering from over 50% burn injuries, and they've been shifted to another hospital. He says 8 people were admitted to the general ward of the medical college, and the remaining 18 were under observation in various other hospitals. So that's the district collector of Ernakulam breaking down more details, further details, Ashwarya, of the latest condition of the injured. All right, Priyank is with us. Priyank, 36 have been injured, as has been confirmed once again by the Ernakulam district collector, all of whom are undergoing treatment in several hospitals. What are the details that we're learning?
Yes, what we have got to know that these injured are being treated in the hospital. So far on the spot, what we have got to know that all those injured who were found there. This incident happened around 3-4 hours back, Christine. So all these people have been shifted to the hospital. There are the reports that there were 4 blasts in this particular area, and it was a coordinated blast, and the IDs were placed inside a box kind of structure because the traces have been found. So it will be very important for the agencies to look out that what kind of material could have been, used in this particular blast. But over the period of last few months, if you look at the chronology of the events, there have been series of, terror-related modules, cases which have been busted in Kerala by the National Investigating Agency, and most of them have been those accused who were initially part of SIMI, then they joined PFI, and after PFI has been banned, they were suddenly rattled and they wanted to carry out something very dramatic. But this incident has suddenly come back after 24 hours after the event which was organized where Hamas leader was also participating. So multi-dimensional probe is being investigated by the Kerala police, which will be certainly assisted by the central agencies. And since NIA team is there and it is their mandate to probe this kind of terror-related cases, most probably the case will go to the National Investigating Agency. But last month, there was a meeting which happened in the national capital, which was headed by the Home Minister himself, where the event was primarily focusing on wiping out on all these kind of terror modules.
Most certainly, the timing cannot be ruled out of the Hamas leaders' presence in the state of Kerala, and just a day after that, we see these multiple explosions take place, targeting the audiences, the attendees of the convention center. Happened around 9:30 a.m. just this morning. Stay on with us, Priyank. We need to go across to Bhavtosh as well, with more details coming in on how a special investigation team will be constituted to probe the case. This is the latest. We're learning explosives have been triggered by triggering device or a timer. So initial finding also suggesting what may have happened. These are details being shared by the Kerala police. A special investigation team will be constituted to probe the case. Bhavtosh, apart from that, more on the triggering device or the timer as well.
Yes, Christine, adding to what Priyank has said, it appears that proper planning has been done and reconnaissance of this convention center has been done. Remember, today was the last day of this event, and as soon as the prayer started at around 9:30, 3 to 4 explosions happened, and this is based on what the injured have told and the witnesses have told the Kerala police. The NIA has reached the spot. The bomb detection center unit of the NSG has reached the spot, and once they do the final analysis, one would be clear as to what exactly happened. Just 3.5 hours since this incident, this horrible incident has happened, that we are getting these initial information. The ID that has been planted, as Priyank has said, was planted in a tiffin box like device, and it could be triggered either with a timer device or with a triggering device. It was done in a manner in which the maximum casualty can happen because the large gathering had taken place. The witnesses are saying that around 2,000 people were there. And having said that, there were also some flammable objects inside the convention center. Now, it could be possible that some kind of lunch was being prepared for them, or some kind of feast was being prepared after the event. And that is the reason why, if you, Christine, if you just see the visuals, you can see that there was a blaze or a flame that happened as soon as the blast happened. Now, it could be possible that flammable objects that were present inside the convention center, that caught fire. Now, that actually happens when ID catches hold of a flammable object, and that's what those who, in fact, study the pattern of these kind of terror attacks have told us that this is very consistent with that. The number of injured is now over 36 plus. At least 10 of those injured have suffered burn injuries of over 50%. So one can say that at least 10 have suffered serious injuries, of which at least 2 are said to be very critical. So number of injured have steadily increased to over 36. And number of, as far as death toll is concerned, stands at 1. It could be possible that of these serious, at least 2 of them are said to be very critical. No, both center as well as state has not said anything about whether it's a terror attack. One has to wait and also wait for the both state as well as center to officially declare this as a terror attack. But telltale signs are very similar to any of a terror attack. It looks like a terror attack. The fact that state has constituted a SIT, the center has rushed its federal probe agencies to, in fact, investigate and also help the state police. It's just a matter of time before NIA officially takes this case, because the case will be registered under schedule offences, and once any case is registered under schedule offence, including Explosives Act, Centre can invoke the NIA Act and formally take over this case. Having said that, Kerala has its own trouble with proscribed organizations like PFI, but this is too early to name any terror group because it's just 3 hours before, just 3 hours after this horrific and tragic incident has happened in Ernakulam.
Yes, well, signs of a terrorist attack most certainly cannot be ruled out given the modus operandi that has been witnessed in the case Bhavtosh. But keeping our focus on the investigation with both the NI and also the NSG teams, who are going to be swinging into action, Priyank, it's going to be very interesting because the focus at the moment is on the investigations, the outfit involved perhaps, and whether or not there is a direct terror angle that's going to be probed.
Yeah, certainly, Christine. This is what we were talking earlier, and which has also been pointed out by Bhavtosh, that Kerala has its own problem of this kind of radical outfits being dominant there, dominantly, having a dominance there. Earlier, Simi was one of the biggest threat. Then the PFI came, and there were series of attempts which were made. But if you look at the chronology of event, they have a series of arrest and operation which has been carried out by the National Investigating Agency. But let's go by what we have seen in the last month. On 20th of October, which is few days back, there was a suspect which was also arrested by the National Investigating Agency, and he was initially a member of SIMI. Then he joined PFI, and his name was Shahib Aries Babu. Then, if you look at what had happened on 11th of October, the NIA had carried out multiple state raids, which was related to the PFI and the unlawful activities, and these raids were carried out in multiple states. Similarly, we know that the Kozhikode train blast case, where one of the accused, Shahrukh, who was from the national capital, he had gone there and he had carried out a blast, and he wanted to create a Godhra kind of situation where he wanted to have a train blast and the train could have been caught on fire. Let's not go by all these organizations, but the kind of mindset which is coming up and the kind of radical, groups which are infiltrating inside the Kerala and the minds of youth is certainly some serious thing which has been looked into by the agencies. We were talking about what happened here in the national capital. There was a high-level meeting which was anti-terror units meeting, which was headed by the Home Minister himself. And in that particular meeting, the issue of Kerala and the kind of funding, the terror funding which could have been received by these groups was also being seen as a major threat for the national security. So Kerala has been in the eye of all these agencies because of the kind of international indulgence which has been seen, the kind of indoctrination, those youths who have moved to Syria, and all these things, if you see, is certainly something serious which was being looked into by the agency, and that is a result because of which this kind of coordinated attack has happened today.
Besides, the state DGP himself has confirmed the use of IEDs. So the terror angle is something that's going to be the next big focus, Priyank. Let's go across to Jayalakshmi as well. More details coming in, Jayalakshmi. All right, Priyank, staying on with you, we'll just reconnect with Jayalakshmi, but also more details coming in on how the blast was carried at a time when the gathering was largest, and that's what we're talking about. A number of a gathering of more than 2,000 people was targeted, remember, because this was the last day of the prayer meet at this convention center. Blast carried out at a time when the gathering was the largest. The ID could have resulted in causing blast in a flammable object present in the convention center is also what we're learning, and Bhavtosh was highlighting this. More details now continue to trickle in as we keep our sharp focus on the ongoing investigations. Jayalakshmi is also with us on the broadcast. Jayalakshmi, over 36 people have sustained injuries. They're undergoing treatment in several hospitals. The Home Minister has spoken to the Chief Minister. Teams from the national capital also being rushed to Kerala. Top state officials, police officials are already at the spot. What's going on there?